Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most important things that you should have in your prep, something that everyone needs to survive, probably the top thing. If you can't figure it out yet, it's going to be water. Well, specifically water storage, how to store your water. Recently, the brand called Water Prepared, spelled like that, sent me this 35-gallon tank for me to show off for them. So I thought that it'd be the perfect time to really make a good YouTube video on how to properly store your water. Now, keep in mind that there's tons of different ways to properly store your water. You can treat it with bleach or water purification tablets or maybe chlorine. Really, there's a lot of different chemicals that are safe to store your water with. Then you could also do the classic stilling it, boiling it, whatever. That's going to get rid of everything bad out of it. You're still going to need to filter it if it's coming out of like a dirty water source like a pond or a creek or a river or whatever. But if you're getting your water from your faucet or your hose, you can boil it. Of course, if you're storing at large scale like I do, that's going to be a lot of boiling. And then obviously you can just filter it if you have a good water filter. Now this one would never... Well, it could probably over its lifetime filter out 35 plus gallons, but I don't know what the exact specs on this guy are, but you would want to use a bigger, large-scale water filter that can really go through a lot of water in its lifetime. There's a lot of good ones. I'll try and link a couple good water filters in my bio, so then you guys can check those out as well. My preferred method for storing water safely in these large scale, like my 275 gallon and then now this 35 gallon, is bleach. Any bleach will work. However, you're going to want to get the unscented bleach because you don't want some random scent in your water or flavor in your water from the additives to make bleach smell good. Now, a lot of people are probably thinking, bleach, isn't that super carcinogenic? Isn't that bad for you? Isn't that toxic? Whatever. Bleach is fine to treat your water with. You're only using 4 to 8 drops per gallon, depending on what kind of bleach you're going to use. With Clorox, you only need like 4 to 6. So I use 5 drops per gallon, which for this 35-gallon water tank, that's going to be about 2.1 tablespoons. So I'm going to use 2 tablespoons, maybe a little bit less. Again, bleach is perfectly fine to treat your water with. Maybe just don't drink it all the time because you might accidentally use too much. Bleach is literally chlorine. You can drink chlorine in your water when it's on a very, very small scale diluted in your water. So first thing I'm gonna do with this brand new water prepared tank is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rinse it out a couple times because when they're brand new from the manufacturer, they happen to come with like little flakes of plastic on the inside from the static electricity and just from it being manufactured. So we're gonna rinse that out a couple times and then do like a quarter fill to make sure that it doesn't have any floaties in it. And then I'm gonna bring it in my area somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna put it yet, but it's definitely not gonna be up there because it's gonna be pretty damn heavy. With 35 gallons of water in this tank, it's gonna weigh about 300 pounds, to be exact, 291 pounds. So make sure that if you get this tank or a similar tank, you're storing it somewhere where it's not going to break a shelf or something. So let's take this guy over to the hose to start rinsing it out. So here we are. We got the tank out here. I need to turn on the water, of course. There we go. Man, it's about time to replace my hose. It's got a bunch of holes in it. So we're just gonna try and rinse this, get all of it wet. I'm gonna get a little bit of water in here and then I'm gonna close the tank and then kind of roll around, shake it up, get all of the surfaces wet and rinsed off. All right, I'll be right back once I do that. Something that I might add is this lid comes with this O-ring right here. I dropped the lid and the O-ring went like 8 feet over to the side. So make sure that you keep track of that. You're gonna wanna keep a good seal on it. What's cool about these lids too is it comes with this pressure relief valve. So as your space is heating up or cooling down, you can do that. And I guess maybe the tank will last a little bit longer because it's not constantly having so much pressure in it from the air in it contracting and expanding. So I got a decent amount of water in here, and I'm just gonna roll it around. All right, getting all of the surfaces nice and wet, rinsed off. I'm gonna do that a couple of times, and then I'll be right back. So these are the flakes that I was talking about. They're just little flakes, shavings, whatever, plastic. You definitely do not want those in your water if you didn't notice that. Obviously, you're probably gonna notice something that size, but if you don't, that would suck to get in your stomach. So yeah, be careful about those. Make sure that you rinse this tank out. Luckily, the company, they actually recommend doing this, so they're not screwing over people that buy these tanks. They're actually warning people. Oh yeah, there we go, look at that. That's the second time that I've rinsed it so far, which I don't think I saw any come out that time, but I can't see any in there. I'm gonna do it one more time and then I should be good. Make 3 total rinses. All right, and there we go. There's 3 rinses. It got pretty dirty from me rolling it around the ground. I'm gonna go ahead and just rinse it off real quick. And then I will see you guys inside once I figure out a spot to put the tank. So kind of a weird way that I chose to store this guy on top of the 275 gallon tote with these pieces of pallet. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I think it'll work. It seems pretty sturdy. I'm gonna fill it up about halfway and then give it a good shake. But yeah, I'll be able to just, go right here and then open it up and be able to use it like a normal water spigot. And then I'm still able to access the lid for the tote. So I'm pretty sure that this will work pretty decently. Once this tank fills up all the way and I make sure that I like where it is, I'm gonna go ahead and get the teaspoons of bleach and throw them in. 2 teaspoons, a little bit less than 2 teaspoons. While this tank is filling up, I'm gonna go ahead and recommend Water Prepared to you guys. I have a promo code for them, so make sure that you use that. I'll put that in my video description. So they sell these 35 gallon water tanks. These don't sell as good, I guess. They're trying to push them out a little bit more, which is what I'm doing for them. But they do have a lot of really nice water tanks. They have these 55 gallon water tanks that are stackable. And so you could stack them, 2, maybe 3 high if you're getting ballsy with it. And then they have some really big water tanks and some smaller ones, like the 6 gallon ones, I'm pretty sure. Make sure you guys go check them out. And if you do decide to get a water tank from them, use my promo code. I think it's 10% off. So yeah, get a good deal on some water tanks. All right, so we are completely full. I got what I think is about a little less than 2 teaspoons. Couldn't find my actual measuring spoon, so I'm just gonna approximate it. Remember, if you don't have the actual measuring thing, less is better. You don't want the overpowering taste. When a little bit less will take care of it. So I'm just gonna pour that in real quick, get rid of all of it, rinse it out a little bit, and then I'm just gonna stir it up with a knife and kind of my hand for just a minute, get it all mixed up nice and good, and I'm gonna let it set for a little bit. I am gonna use this for something that I've been really looking forward to. Little tip for all you guys out there, you cheap preppers like me. So I'll show you that in just a second. So this is kind of a little prepper hack for saving up a lot more water than you have big tanks for. I like to fill up used water bottles. My family uses a lot of water bottles because they don't like drinking from the tap. My wife and my roommates and their daughter. So I save them up. I put this bucket next to the trash can and I tell them throw the water bottles in here, and then I fill them up and I store them away. And so right now I've got this empty bucket to fill up, and then the rest I don't know, I'll figure out somewhere to put them. But I'm literally gonna be, oh man, this is gonna be tough to do with one hand. I'm gonna put it on here like this, and then I definitely can't do it with one hand. Put it on here like this, and then open it up and then fill it up. And what's cool about this is it's really annoying to fill them up just bottle by bottle with the tap. and then put one single drop of bleach in them. This allows me to treat a bunch of water for long-term storage, and then I can fill up the bottles and then put them away, and I don't have to put drops in each bottle. I can do it all in bulk, I guess, you know. So that's the main thing I'm going to be using this guy for. And then once it gets about halfway empty, I'm going to fill it back up and then put another tablespoon of bleach in there. And then I have a pretty sustainable, quick way of filling up my water bottles. So yeah, that'll be nice. So I just put the hose in here, open it up, and then I let it fill up. This is going to take a little bit longer to fill up, but I don't have to drip them, so it's way less tedious. When I say drip, I mean I don't have to drip the bleach in. And I just close up this water bottle, do a little squeeze test, drop it in the bucket, and then start the next one. Cut. And just like that, I was able to fill up a bunch of these bottles, a whole 5-gallon bucket full of them in like, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. That's probably worth a whole case of waters right there. So save me, I don't know, $7 where I live. So definitely worth it. In the long run, this thing will save me a lot of money just reusing water bottles, and I can just store them off to the side, and I've got a, you know, for one person, I don't know, week worth of water, maybe more. You know, it's definitely worth it. My wife just corrected me, and she said it took 5 minutes. So it took me 5 minutes to fill up a whole 5-gallon thing of water bottles, and then I'll fill up the rest of these later on. But yeah, definitely make it part of your daily routine to start saving up water bottles and refilling them and treating them with bleach for that long storage, because you never know what's in your tap water. Make it safe to drink. So with all that being said, I really hope that everybody learned something today about how to properly store water for long term. If you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and check out my other content.